Hey guys, how's it going? It's me Miyogi. Welcome back to Initial D Special Stage Let's Play, and right now we would be focusing on Legend of the Street. Pretty much, sorry, I just closed the door there. Pretty much I checked out all of your comments there. A lot of you guys were actually also requesting for Legend of the Street playthrough. Pretty much story mode is self-explanatory, kinda easy to be honest. Well, except for a few specific battles here and there, but that point aside, this is where the real hell begins. I will get to that in a bit. And when I say I will get to that in a bit, it means that there would be some stages that are easy, some stages that are hard, and some stages that you'll see me cringe and die. Anyway, we'll be using the Daiki Akiyama spec S2000 as what you can see here. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay. There will be a little twist that I will be adding into this Let's Play of Legend of the Street. Normally, when you checked out the Let's Plays of other YouTubers who did the same thing, they would be doing it chronologically, as in like some Yogi, the Matsui, the Nakagi, Akina, and so forth. And as you can see there, Bunto's already scrapped off, as you saw on my last part, the last video that I had about Initial D Special Stage. That aside, what we're going to do is we would be following story canon chronological order, which means first we would be rid of the important characters, and apparently as per the timeline there are only two of them, and we would start first off with Iketani. Now, other than the fact that I'd be turning off the BGM so that I won't be flagged because of freaking copyright content by Avex, there would be some slight changes in the dialogues of these characters here, and that is already beyond me, which I find is a good personal touch by the developers. So okay, we first face up against Iketani, who first debuted racing in first stage.
お前が群馬中で噂になってる S2000 か。
池谷頼むぞ。スピードスターズの石にかけても。
やってやるさ。いつも匠にばっかり苦労かけてるからな。今度は俺たちだけでなんとかするさ。
池谷。
さあ。
Alright, the very first scene where Iketani appears, that is only unique if you decide to face him first before Kenji, Itsuki, Takumi, or any of the other characters. Pretty much this is the part where you come out as a fresh slate and just randomly challenge Akina according to the timeline. Now, Bunta is not canon in any way, in contrast or reference to all of these other characters combined. So, putting him out of the picture, it's pretty much, the game's pretty much treating it as if Iketani is your very first rival. As you can see there, the menacing big-ass Wang on the S2000 would just destroy Iketani. A little slow in the first corner. Unless it's just me trying to get used to the physics. Ow! Yeah, it take a while for me to get back to using the physics here. The last time I took Akina seriously... was when I faced off against Bunta. And apparently we'll be only doing it once when we face Takumi, which is later. I think I'm gonna play around with the AI for the time being. They actually have some pretty unique dialogues. If they're actually, leading, whatnot, or overtaking. For example, that one, you don't usually hear that out of Iketani's mouth because he's normally right behind you. Yeah, the S2000 is really bad at Akina. I really don't usually play around with the AI in this game, especially against the high-ranking ones. Because they would destroy you if you ever actually decide to play around with them. Unless, of course, you're in a home course car. That's a different case. So okay, we got Iketani down. The next off will be facing off will be Kenji. Why Kenji? Remember in the battle where you are supposed to face Nakazato? Well, technically, it was supposed to be the
やっぱり俺じゃ力不足か。
池谷、さっき匠に電話したんだけどよ。
それでなんだって。
なんか昨日プロジェクト D のバトルだったんだってさ。俺匠に悪くて頼めなかったよ。
そうか。じゃあ今日はこれで勘弁してくれ。俺たちじゃあんたにかなわないしな。
All right. A little discussion on how Iketani's reaction was during that part of the scene. Basically, it's Iketani saying we have a better driver in the Akina Speedstars, but unfortunately, according to Kenji, he's already out on excursions with Project D, and you know who that person would be. All right, we're gonna go with Kenji this time. Why you ask? It's supposed to be Keisuke, right? But apparently not. Kenji, because remember that one scene before Takumi faced against Nakazato? This is the actual battle, which is, if you've seen my story mode let's play, that is the battle where you as Takumi face up against Kenji on a hill climb.
お前、もしかして群馬中で噂になってる S2000 か。ついにアキナにも来やがったか。
匠には連絡行ってるのか。
今電話したけどいないんだよ。どうする池谷。
どうもこうも。匠がいないんじゃ俺たちがやるしかないだろう。ダメ元でやってみるしかないさ。地元のアキナでスピードスターズが逃げたなんて言われたらメンツが立たないだろう。トップバッターはケンジ。お前頼む。
マジかよ。俺自信ないぜ。
とにかくあの S2000 次第だろ。
Well, as per story canon, still, Kenji is still a coward. I am not surprised. Kenji on that scene is pretty much saying, what's this? Are you the guy who's out trying to conquer the Gunma area in the S2000? And then Iketani says that, Kenji, you take him on. It's quite unusual how if we face up against Iketani first, there's no change in the dialogue. Because Kenji is the original version. If you follow it chronologically, Kenji is the original guy that you face off at Akina first. So of course he'd like be oblivious. Even if in both scenes or both stages, like if in both stages, Iketani and Kenji are actually together. Ow. I really hit the S2000 in Akina. Obviously, it's because it's only for Trueno, Levin, and Impreza, and that really irks me about this game. Until now, I've discussed it way back in the previous parts, and I'm continuing to talk about it until today. So, what I decided, let's try to beat 5 characters per episode. So, for this first part, let's try to beat Iketani, Kenji, then followed by the rest of the first stage crew. Minus the Red Suns for obvious reasons. I'll tell it later. So you got a little upgrade for the S2000 right there. And let's continue on. Let's see.
やっぱ俺の腕じゃダメだったか。すまん、池谷。
いや、いいさ。相手がこの S2000 じゃ無理もないさ。
Originally, if you didn't beat Iketani, Iketani will have his game face on.
またあんたか。
Nope, we're not gonna face you again.
そうか。
一回匠と戦わせて、ギャフンと言わせてやりたいよな。
The next rival we would be facing off would be Shingo. I wanted to face him in Akina, but apparently the game already configured him to just appear in Mount Miyogi. So we're just gonna do that. Shingo is next on the list because this is the only time that he actually races. against Takami in the entire story plot.
よう S2000 の兄ちゃん趣味いいじゃねえかホンダの絵か俺も金あるなところでよこの妙義に来て走ってるってことは俺たちナイトキッズに喧嘩売ってるのと同じだぜ何ビビってんだよ取って食いやしねえぜあるルールでバトルだただ車を走らせるだけじゃつまんねえから片手にステアリングから離さないようにバトル FF 有利っていうのが常識なんだちなみにこのルールで負けたのは一度だけだあいつそれでどうだい兄ちゃん自慢の S2000 で限界バトル
The smug face that Shingo has, you will hate him for it. And I mean it, you will hate Shingo for that smug face that he carries. But I'm really not in the mood to roleplay right now, guys, so I'm just going through this as formal as possible. Well, of course, driving normally. I would say normally because these are just low-ranking rivals. For now, at least. Okay, we're hitting 201, which is good. 202. And since I'm FR, my rear's fishtailing. Wow, it's hitting 205. I never actually got to 205 with the S2000. It's normally 203. That aside, Shingo's really easy, but if you fight him on Street Stage or version 3 arcade, Shingo gets a boost in lap 2 and puts him on a permanent lead. Should we swap with a lower wing? Nah. I will get to the tuning part, the tuning courses in further detail in the next episode. Not right now. So Shingo didn't take the defeat lightly, unlike the other two earlier. Now, going further into the initial D plot line, I should be facing off against Nakazato, but I have my reasons. I will explain it when we get to him. Anyway, remember, after Shingo, it's supposed to be Ryosuke, according to the manga. But in the anime, we jump right into Mount Usui against Mako and Sayuki. And now you can see the huge level gap. So she's at level 6. So this time, I don't think we have the time. What I was saying actually earlier is we won't have the time to actually play around with the AI. Once they're level 6 onwards, I won't say they're relentless, but their speed limits are much higher. Yeah, sure, I might be able to extend the gap as much. But alright, for this case, here's what we're going to do. Since Mount Usui, the arcade Usui, is 2 laps, lap 1, we'll be staying right behind them. In lap 2, we will be overtaking them. Is that good? Never actually had enough in-depth view of Mako and Sayuki. But remember, in the anime, the manga, they had a spin-off series. And yes, Sayuki is a bit more talkative when you're fighting her at Legend of the Street. Because they're actually both talking while the race progresses. I guess that's something that we couldn't do anything about. Ow, ow, ow. No. Ow. Okay, that was a bit bad. I was trying not to overtake and I ended up grinding the wall. And yes, the simple act of grinding the wall brings the gap that high. So when it's level 6 onwards, like Mako Sayuki, you should be more careful. Ow. Okay, their speed latency is, let's see when we get to the long straight. Oh, it's 170. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently my capture card just crashed for a few seconds there. That's why I had to have a long pause in between the video. Sorry about that. So, continuing on further, like I said, crashes against level 6 rivals and up are very dangerous. And here I was just talking about it. Okay, so we're causing 174, 175. Okay, scratch that. They're running at 174 actually. So we need to keep our speed latency way above that. And damn it, get out of my way. Give me space. Oh, ouch. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. You had to sandwich me in between. Why? Women, what did I do to the two of you? Okay, the proper exit in that one is kinda crucial, or else they'll just pull away. Okay, for the entire time, for the past 3 rivals, I have not been reacting like a complete moron until right now. What is there to grip, Sayuki? You're the straight road. Anyway, so that's what you do to beat Mako and Sayuki. So you have to be careful with your bumps and your wall grinds, or they're gonna be handing your ass over on the silver platter. Apparently, Mako and Sayuki, Sayuki and Shingo, they both have no chill. When they lose to you, that's what happens actually. No, we're not gonna face this hot bastard just yet. I really want to call him that. And nor that midget. The next person we'd be facing off would be, and just like what we called earlier, it's meant to be Nakazato, and now it will be Nakazato. So going back to Mount Miyogi, we're going to fight him. He's at level 5 out of 10. He is the boss of Mount Miyogi, of course. Now, if you follow through on the timeline, so if we're following anime timeline on this one. So in reference to Nakazato, okay, that being said, right, if we follow the timeline, this is the stage where Nakazato fights up against Keisuke. So it's the Red Suns versus the Night Kids episode in Initial D first stage. That's why I saved Nakazato to this point and not earlier, nor in chronological. Nakazato, well, if we're to talk about speed latencies, given Mount Miyogi, Arcade Miyogi is a speed map. I believe his average speed is around 190 constant. And he'll always, like that. Pretty much that's how. Shut up, Nakazato. I'm talking here. Pretty much that's how the game configures or treats AIs in four-wheel drives, or in this case, AIs and GDRs. We're gonna stick behind him for the first 2 laps, and on the third lap, we will destroy Nakazato. Pretty much, I'm giving myself the same handicaps as what we had with Keisuke when we did that stage in story mode. You see, he is running at 190 kilometers per hour. Maybe I believe it's best that we ended with Takumi for this episode. So we'll have a little extension of 2 more stages. Okay, for those wondering how I was able to drift the car, because this game is a grip-based mountain game, apparently. You can see your opponents drift the hell out of the corners, but you are stuck driving on all 4 wheels, whatever it is that you want to do. So, this one applies only to rear-wheel drive cars. All you have to do is to downshift and upshift quickly. And speaking of quickly, let's quickly overtake him at this part. There we go. So you can see there, my angle is slowly deepening. That's me quickly changing gears at that very moment. And that's what causes my S2000 to drift in a way. If we have the chance to check it out on camera, on replay I mean, you'd understand what I'm saying. But apparently we don't have the leisure of the time to do such. 191, please don't go down to 190. Okay, good. If we went down to 190, Nakazato would be charging forward to us. Isn't that a bit late for you to say that, Nakazato? Alright, that is the one line that causes his spin out. It's close to a spin out, if you want to put it that way. But I digress. So following through on the story in this one, we would be fighting next is Kenta Nakamura. I hate that guy so much because he's so irritating, not because he is a hard rival. Irritating in the sense that let's just get that stage over with. So let's see Nakazato's and race and comments before we head on to Mount Akagi, where we face off against Kenta in the rain.
確かにすごいなお前。シンゴが負けたのもうなずけるぜ。だがまだ秋野の8度ほどじゃねえな。お前も奴に挑戦するならここで腕を磨いておくんだな。じゃあな。
That's one artwork of Nakazato that kind of irks me a bit. He looks like his body is facing to the left and his head is twisted to the right side. It's so creepy. And speaking of creepy, we're not gonna face off this creep yet. Right, back on topic. Yeah, that one artwork, and again, I guess that was the very first of Shigeno's art styles, or just a little art mistake. Anyway, we face up against Kenta Nakamura in this part. Mount Akagi in the rain. We if you're using 4-wheel drives like the Evos, the GTRs, the Imprezas, or a rain specialist car, so much confidence for someone who puts Keisuke's D in his own A. Anyway, if you are on a 4-wheel drive car, this race would be fairly easy. if you're in a rear-wheel drive car, this race is still easy, but it would still give you problems on how to not grind every single corner as you destroy Kenta. And by speaking of destroy, I don't know if it was with Kenta or with Ryosuke. It's where it's a bit like a no boost race, meaning there's no rubber banding. But we'll see.
雨さえ降れば俺のキューズはターボ車だってちぎれるんださねえぞ
Acceleration wise, you won't have issues with Kenta. He'd be falling way behind at the very beginning. I just extended the brake in there because I didn't want to grind the wall. And hopefully we will be able to do it. Of course, in the downhill, this is the only technical section we need to worry about. Alright, I think we already hit the rubber band mark. It's 160-ish. Never mind, he's catching up. That's not the rubber band mark yet. But then again, it can go higher after every succeeding corner. So all you have to do is just clear the corners very fast and very quickly if you want to counteract the rubber banding of the game. And apparently in the rain, we have very little vision, especially in the day. That's one thing I cannot contend with in this game. Next to the night, of course. As you can notice there, I'm hitting it like around gear 4s on most parts, where I should normally be hit substandard on gear 5s in a 6th gear car such as this, and I just grinded the wall. Okay, clear that one. Next is this side. Okay, now we can go this. We can go gear 6, and we're hitting 200. I think we just destroyed the rubber banding of the game, and I just grinded that wall again. On the consecutive hairpins of Akagi, all you have to do is stick to gear 5 and control your decelerations. Can we hit 200? Let me hit 200 with this asshole. Ugh. Okay, that's how you easily beat Kenta. Yes, I think with both Kenta and Ryosuke, you can break the rubber banding glitch. It's like a glitch per se in this map against AIs. Doesn't change the fact that he is still easy as frick, with or without the rubber banding. In extreme stage, he had a little bit of a boost, but that's it. So frustrated, he cries to his bae Keisuke to avenge him. Let's have a little glimpse before we head to Takumi.
ケンタに勝ったっていう S2000 は俺は赤木レッドサンズの高橋圭介ってもんだ。本来なら地元じゃバトルしねえんだが藤原に勝ったって言うんだったら話は別だぞ。違う？何が違うんだ。お前が勝ったって群馬中で噂になってんだぜ。その腕前見せてもらうぜ。
Someone is too hyped. Unfortunately, we would kill the hype. I think that's the part where like Keisuke is saying, "Are you trying to fool me, Kenta?" But now, to end this episode, we would be clearing the final guy for first stage. All right, there's been some little arguments here about this. let's show Takumi first, and then we'll go to the explanations.
来やがったな。君が。どうした？いや、なんとなくすごいものを感じるんです。この人、ただの目じゃない。おいおい、そんなに強いのかよこいつは。俺が負けるわけだぜ。勝負するんだ。
Alright, little arguments here. This can be the transition between first stage to second stage. You can treat this as if this is the final battle between you and Takumi. The Takumi and Ryosuke at the end of first stage, or this is the very start of second stage prior to Takumi being faced off against the Emperors, or the Red Suns, or Seiji in the Evo 4 at this map. Anyway, if I ever stop talking midway throughout this battle, it just means I am on full concentration. You saw how many stars Takumi has. He's near perfect, even if this was his stage 1 or stage 2 Hachiroku. You see how stressful Fujiwara is at this point? And I guess this is a little punishment for me for actually going to this route, which is story-based chronological order. Oh, we actually cleared it at a much higher speed going to the outside. Surprisingly. Ouch. I didn't mean to gutter run in that part too early. At least we are safer and further from Takumi at this point. He's getting close. He's getting close. Alright. The next corner. A lot will definitely understeer at this point. Let me see if I can pull it off without understeering. No, not too much. There we go. Not what I intended, but better than last time. I didn't nail the right hand of doom again, but this is not Bunta, so I think we're much safer. This point, what you want to do is build loads of gap, because as the race progresses, Fujiwara gets faster as we go down the hill. So you need to clear at 130 in that corner upward, 140 if you're lucky, 142 if you are in a home course car like the 86. Frustrate Fujiwara as much as possible and don't hesitate to gutter run if I can just get close to it. No, I missed my mark. Why did I hesitate? See, he's getting closer. The gap that we made earlier is now gone. And be careful on this last corner. And if you cleared it properly, we're safe. He's gonna stay there at 30 to 31 meters if you did it properly. Clearing it 140 onwards would be your best bet on that last hairpin. That way, the gap between you and Fujiwara would be constant, in a way. And Mizutoshi there on the last moment. And you should clear it at 3 minutes and 4. If you're in a not home course car, that is pretty much the most that you can do. 3 minutes 2, 3 minutes 4. If you're a home course, you can pretty much destroy Bunta in just one run, freshly, not using the mercy rule. And at least we cleared the first stage set of characters. Ending it with Fujiwara was good, but painful at the same time. Ano
おい
pa?
君アキナで勝てないんじゃ他の峠じゃ無理なんじゃないかそうとも限りませんじゃあ
Okay, and on that note, we're going to cut off the first part of the Legend of the Street Let's Play. Next part, we'll be tackling second stage characters, and hopefully we get to face off against the Red Suns. And we're not gonna face off with this guy just yet. Anyway, we're gonna cut it right here. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Also follow us on our Facebook and our Twitter. And I'll see if I can get another Let's Play into the mix. I would tell you guys ahead of time what would that be. And I'll see you guys in the next part.